Thanks to everybody who has been commenting on these videos. I love that there's so many people out there who love these shows like I do. You know what? I was so stressed watching their interaction because I was like, hi beautiful people, welcome. If it's your first time, my name is Talia Adewale and this is DISBYDEM. Today we're talking about episode 11 of Love After Divorce, which is the first day of cohabitation for the couples that just came out of episode 10. So be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post new videos, and let's just get into it. All right, so the previews begin, and honestly the way they set up the previews, it's like a whole new show. I really liked it. Last week, so we find our final selection was done, and we meet our new couples, which are Jerome, Benita, Heejin, Jimmy, and Ricky and Harry. The MCs were talking, and Austin asked if feelings would change after they had, lived together for a little bit. And Yo Seyoon said, and he's been married, I think 13 or 15 years, 15, I think, if I remember correctly. But he said yes, and he made a very good point. He said falling in love and living together are completely different things, and people's feelings can definitely change after they have lived with somebody for a certain amount of time. So the move is done. They move into real homes, their own homes. So it's not like Love is Blind where they fix up an apartment for them in the town or the city that the show is being filmed. No, these ones, they move into their actual homes, and they have to cohabitate together for, I don't know how long. I don't know if it's a week. I'm honestly not sure about the timeline, but I'm gonna guess that it's a week. If the other one was like a week, I'm guessing this is a week too. I don't know, but they don't really say. So if you know, please comment in the comment section if you know how long they're supposed to cohabitate for. Move on to Jerome and Benita, and it's been about a month since Cancun. And so Jerome is on his way to surprise pick up Benita. He got her flowers and everything. He called her up. She says she's busy. She really didn't even want to talk on the phone that much, to be honest, but he surprises her and she's so happy. Like, honestly, I've never seen someone, especially on the show, I've never seen any of the women light up the way Benita does whenever she sees Jerome. It's intense, which always made me question the doubts, Like, she was extremely, extremely happy and just so lit up when she saw him and the flowers and everything. And I like it for her, if I'm being honest. I really do, because I like her and I like him. So they asked them if they'd met between Cancun and now, because it's been a month, and apparently the rule is that they're not supposed to see each other. And he said yes, that they met at least 3 times. They went on dates, and they met each other. They've kept in contact, obviously calling. They're in the same city. They're in California. So he's in Anaheim, but she's somewhere else. But it's still like they're so close to each other. So it's like, why wouldn't they see each other? Why wouldn't they meet up, right? He had another surprise waiting for her when she got home. He decked out his home with balloons with their favorite colors. His are yellow and black, and hers are pink and purple. And welcome Benita with balloons still on the wall. It was actually really nice. When he said his favorite colors were yellow and black, I was like, there's a reason why I like Jerome. Those are my favorite colors, yellow and black. Like, I was like, I knew I liked Jerome for a reason. It's because we're on the same wavelength, In her confessional, she says that he listens to everything that she says, and he puts meaning into a lot of things that he does for her, which is leaps and bounds away from when he picked her perfume, and she said that he didn't even think about it. He just grabbed the first thing on the table. So definitely minds are changing, opinions seem to have shifted, and I'm liking that for Benita, to be honest. Turns out that he's actually super organized and she's messy. It's really like me and my husband. My husband is OCD and I'm a little messy. I find organization in my chaos, if that's the best way I can describe it. Like, I'm not dirty, but I am definitely disorganized. But I know where everything is, so don't mess with my chaos, don't mess with my mess, because everything's properly messy and everything is where it's supposed to be. That's my husband is like, if you don't clean it up, you lose it. So if he asks you once about something and you do not take it away, it goes in the trash. He's that kind of OCD. They then prepared dinner. He prepares dinner for them, and apparently it's something that she had been craving and had told him about, so he prepped it. It's I think they called it LA Galbi and ramyum or something like that. It was like a ramen, Korean ramen kind of dish, and then kind of like steaks or pork chops or something. I don't know, but he prepared it, and turns out that they're meeting her parents the next day, and she wants to dye his hair because he has more gray hairs than her dad right now. Her dad apparently dyes his hair at the moment, so she just wanted to cover up his gray hairs, and it did look like he had a lot more gray hairs than when he went to Cancun. So I'm thinking he dyed his hair for Cancun, or I don't know, probably something in that nature. She also brought him surprise gifts of her own. She got him engraved glasses and mugs, so they had their initials on the mugs and the glasses, and also if lost, return to this person t-shirts. It was very corny, very cheesy, very much inner child coming out to play with Jerome, and I'm absolutely loving that for them. You know, I was so stressed watching their interaction because I was like, let's just get to the hard stuff, people. Let's get to the hard stuff and get over it, because if these guys don't make it, if they don't make it, I don't know what I would do. I can't do anything, but I will be so heartbroken. So heartbroken. They need to make it to that finish line, because I feel like I really do think that they deserve to be with each other. They really do balance each other out, at least for now. Then they switch over to Jimmy and Heejin, and it's been 2 months since Cancun, this reunion that we're seeing. And we weren't sure if they were going to be living in New York, where Jimmy lives, or in Vancouver, where Heejin lives. And they decide that it's Korea that they're going to be staying. I guess, I really do think it's a week, because there's no way that they're going to be staying there for months on end. They both have jobs and they have lives that they need to get back to, you know. So they decided Korea for their cohabitation. And they decided Korea because Jimmy has a lunch date with her parents, so he has to meet her parents. His parents are also in Korea, but he's already seen them, and I guess maybe after she's done with after he's done with her parents, maybe they'll see his parents. They haven't really said anything about that. So in the 2 months, they have been texting and video chatting a lot, and they've already exchanged I love yous. I mean, it's been 2 months, so it's a lot longer for them. Jimmy has visited Vancouver. He visited Vancouver a month after Cancun, and she went to New York 3 weeks after he visited Vancouver. So she has met his siblings, and he has met her siblings and their family. So they've actually they've really intertwined their lives, and they seem really lovey-dovey. In fact, they were kissing already. I think they had a ton of smooches in the pictures and the dates that they showed. The MCs, they cut to the MCs, and they're worried that they may be moving too fast, but honestly, I don't think so. I think maybe there's things that might creep up and come up now that they're actually living together, but I don't know that they're moving too fast. It's been 2 months, so for me that seems appropriate. I don't know, what do you guys think? If you're planning to marry somebody, I do think that you need to introduce them to your parents as quickly as possible. Like, if you know, right? But again, I get where the MCs are coming from. They're erring more on the side of caution, just in case it doesn't work out, than, you know, putting all your eggs out in a basket. But these people have been married before, so it's like, it is what it is. Let's just enjoy ourselves and move forward, you know. Then they switch over to Ricky and Harem, and it's been 3 weeks since Cancun. Ricky is moving into Harems for the week, so I think this is where I confirmed that it was definitely 1 week, because he has his son 1 week on, 1 week off, and this week Kai is with his mom, so I'm guessing that it is 1 week. The cohabitation period is for 1 week. So Ricky has flown to Seattle. Harem picks him up at the airport, basically jumps his bones, gives him this huge hug, and kisses him while she's picking him up. And it's really all like, it's really high school, honestly, the way they love each other. Because in the car, he was all over her, like kissing her, didn't want to let her go. It's very much giving high school love. And it's not all high school sweethearts that end up being together, but then a bunch of them do end up being together and getting married and having kids and staying together for life. So that's the side that I'm wishing for them. It's just, with this couple, I don't know. I feel like it's all forward emotions and nothing deep in the beginning. They're not really talking about anything deep. And so when the deep stuff comes up later on, it's like, I don't know if they're going to be able to handle it. But anyways, she's explaining to him how she's only got like 7 hours of sleep in the last 3 days between, you know, having 3 children, dealing with those, and then working. And so he says that, okay, she can get some rest this week because he'll help. She warns him that she might get irritable during the week just because of the stress. And he says, don't worry, I've experienced it. I know how you are. I thought that was like the most classic answer that he could have given. So Ricky is cool. He does tend to be cool. I don't know if he is really truly that person who's just gonna be like, it is what it is, let's just go with the flow, or if he's somebody that bottles things up. Like I said, somebody in my comment section said they didn't trust Ricky, and I was like, I don't trust quiet people. I've known a lot of them. I have a lot of quiet family members, and they are crazy. I love them to bits, but they are crazy. Quiet people scare me because you never know what they're thinking. And Ricky is a quiet person, and that's what really freaks me out about the whole situation. But we just have to wait and see. Bella, her first kid, ran to him when he came into the house and gave him a huge hug, and so did Zodin. So did Zodin. Gave Ricky a huge hug as well. Turns out that he had met the kids 2 weeks ago, and based on the timeline, 2 weeks ago would have been right after Cancun. So these guys were not wasting any time with the introductions and the family meetings and all of that. So Harem goes off to make lunch. And while she's making lunch, Ricky is watching the kids. Turns out she's been simmering this broth for Ricky since the day before, just so she could give him a really nice meal when he got into the house, which I think was sweet. She seems like she loved cooking. Like, she made bulgogi, she did some steamed vegetables. Like, she did the whole shebang, and it looked good, man. I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to be at that table eating with them. In his confessional, he compares between having one kid to deal with against 3, and he does say that it is tiring, but it's fine. Not really sure how long that fine is gonna last, but for now, it's fine. After lunch, Ricky gets down to business, clearing up the dishes and cleaning up the kitchen, because there's a ton of dishes. And yeah, if you know, having kids, like, it's one thing at a time. I had to my husband left for a trip a week ago, and I was alone with the children. I only have 2 kids, but it was for 4 days, and boy, I think I slept 10 hours the Saturday that he came back because I was exhausted. It's like, between keeping your children alive and keeping the pets alive, I'm just done. Everything else takes a backseat. So I totally understand how Harem's kitchen was the way it was. It's like, you do what you can, man, and you just deal with things as they come. You can't really take on too much at a time. So Ricky is scrubbing the life out of these pans. He's at the end of the cleaning sesh, and he's scrubbing the life out of these pans. And Harem is like, those are just $5. I can buy new ones. You don't have to break your back trying to clean them. But he's like, it's fine. And then she ends up leaving. My guess is 2 things. He's very one-track minded, where he wants to get things done and just put away. And from his apartment, I think he is kind of like a neat guy, so he does want to just clear everything and make sure everything is tip-top shape. 3 things, actually. Second is the fact that he wants to help her out so she doesn't have to worry about it. And third is that he was using that as a reprieve from having to be with the kids all at once. So 3 things can be true, people. I think that it was a combination of all those things for him, but it didn't even clue in that Harem was upset that he was doing that. And again, on Harem's side, I'm like, why are you upset? He's doing what he said he will do. He's helping you out. So just take the help, chill with the children until he's done, and then he'll come and meet you. So, I really wasn't on board. I understood why she was upset, but I wasn't on board for why she was upset, because he's doing what he said he will do. So just let him finish. It's not going to take too long. If you want to help him out so that he gets done faster, then do that, so you guys are out of there as quickly as possible and you can hang out with the kids. Like, I don't know, some things that people take like overboard, I just don't think is that serious, Cut back to Jerome and Benita. The MCs want to know, because out of all the 3 couples, the MCs say that Benita was the one who didn't smooch Jerome as much. She didn't give him as many kisses as the other 2 had been giving their partners, and so they want to see if they smooch before bed. So they cut back to them. Jerome is in the closet. Benita is trying to organize his outfit to meet her parents for the next day, and he clocks where the camera is, then goes behind the camera, goes to the blind spot, calls her over, and then they smooch a little. And the MCs are losing their mind. They're like, no, that's cheating. We can't see. Get us in front of them. We want to see it. And then he does it again where he uses the closet door, puts her behind the closet, and then switches her again. And she's losing their mind trying to find the angle to see them. It was actually really funny. So I think he clues in that Benita is not really comfortable with the cameras on them while they're doing their thing. So he found a way for it himself, and I love that for him. They start to dye his hair, and she puts the dye on, and it's overflowing everywhere. Like, you can just see the disaster waiting to happen, but she's like, it's fine, we'll deal with it when we get there. They play a game while they're waiting for his hair to dye, and it's dripping everywhere, so obviously you know it's staying in his head. And I'm like, Benita, you see this thing dripping, wipe it off, at least wipe it off. But you just let it drip and just left it there for how many minutes? 40 minutes. And then she gave it an extra 10 minutes at the end of that. Then she helped him wash it off, and obviously it's everywhere. His forehead is stained, and he's looking at her like, why are you laughing? This is not funny. I'm meeting your dad tomorrow. Get this off of me. He was actually pretty calm throughout the whole thing. I was very impressed with him. But she found the remover, and she helped him, and she scrubbed it all off, and it all came off. So no harm, no foul. It was actually a very funny thing. The MCs were dying. They were laughing so hard because they kept screaming at them while they were playing that game. They're like, clean it off. Clean it off. You need to get this off. It is going to stain, you know. So before bed, he asked how her first day was, and she said it was burdening. I don't even know how to use that word in a sentence, to be honest. But she said because she was nervous, and he could accept. Benita is that kind of person that will she will pet you with this hand and then slap you with this hand. That's just her nature. And I have come to accept her the way she is. I do think that when the serious thing comes up, if they can get over it, they'll be fine. They kind of prelude to him having a bad temper, and she says that, but we don't know the context yet, so I'm just waiting to watch that. It's going to be probably the next episode. But she does that where she gives him compliments with one hand, and then she takes them back. She takes half of them back with the other hand. That's how I kind of see it, and I've accepted her the way she is. If Jerome can accept her, I can too. So we have no problems with Benita in this episode. Honestly, I did see that. I think she really does like him. They seemed very comfortable with each other, even in bed while they were asleep. They just seemed to understand each other, and I like that for them. Out of the three couples, the only couple that I'm seriously worried for, honestly, at this point in time, is Ricky and Harem. Jimmy and Heejin is 50-50. I can't say I'm worried because honestly it's 50-50. They're either gonna make it or they won't. But the people that I really, really worry for in all the couples is Ricky and Harem, because I just don't know. Jimmy and Jerome and Benita might not make it in the end, but you know what? It is what it is. At this point, I refuse to get invested. I think Jerome's personality has shown enough in this series that it won't be hard for him to find a wife if he so chooses afterwards, and if it doesn't work between him and Benita. But I think he is very, very much stuck on Benita. He's head over heels for Benita. They show in the next preview for the next episode, and it looks like he's finally meeting the dad. In the previews, the dad is very stoic and isn't smiling at all, and you know Jerome is his like kid-like self. So I don't know if that's just the edit for us, but I hope things go well. Jimmy is meeting Heejin's parents as well. The dad seems... Is it just me, or does Jimmy look like Heejin's dad? Like, seriously, people, can you let me know in the comment section? Because that's why I was like, oh my god, they look like they could be father and son. Which kind of tracks if you think about it. But yeah, it looks like Harem's ex is coming in the next episode too, so that's gonna be... I'm not worried about that. Like I said, Ricky is a go with the flow kind of guy. He's just gonna be like, it is what it is. You're coming to see your children, and that's fine. I'm really hoping that all three actually end up together, because I think that all three suit each other. Heejin is so pretty. I don't want to even get into it. Let's just call it a day, people. We'll see you guys next week, Wednesday, for the next episode. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when I post more videos. And thanks to everybody who has been commenting on these videos. I love that there's so many people out there who love these shows like I do. Love finding my tribe, and I'm so glad that you guys keep on checking out the videos as they come out. So I'll see you in the next one. Bye.